I don't have a presentation as a slideshow, etc., but I'm just going to do it all live. So, for those people that saw me at the language show, you've had a little taste of this, but I've then developed this for this particular show and tell. So, in Padlet, you now have a range of different what are called AI recipes, which allow you to use AI to create lots of different fun things. There are lots of things you can do here, but what we're going to be focusing on, obviously, today is phonics, and in particular the custom board, which is just, in my opinion, amazing and brilliant for creating your own versatile resources. So I really encourage everyone to check out custom board. So if I click on custom board right now, you can see this is where you put your prompt. So it says, oh, before I do that, actually, if I just show you quickly as well, if I go to here where my settings are, click on settings and go to where it says basic information, which is just about to come up right now. As you can see, there we are. If you go down to where it says account type, click on the pencil tool and make sure you've got teacher selected. And more importantly, where it says beta features, make sure that's turned on, because then you'll get access to, for example, audio commenting, which obviously in languages and this particular context is amazing. So with that in mind, we'll then click on the make option. To get to the make option, you would just, if you were say in the home page like this, if I click here, these are all my recent Padlets. You click on the make option, that will then take you to this screen. So then you click on custom board, and then I'm going to try out the prompt first of all that I used in the language show, and then I'm going to show you how I've then developed it for this. So as you can see, it says I want to create one column with images for words with the wa sound in French, including the word for each image and the IPA, International Phonetic Alphabet, as we all know. Not a description. Write a basic sentence including the word. Create an image to depict the sentence. No English. Okay, so if I now click on create, it's going to create a magic Padlet. So this is officially called Magic Padlet, and it is magic because it's just fantastic the way in which it can create resources quickly and easily. Because we're doing this all live, it may be that there's some mistakes, but just bear with me. It's worth pursuing this, I think. And when I worked this out initially, I had to go through a lot of different prompts to get what I wanted. So as you can see here, we've got these different sounds that have come up for phonics. We've got poire, oiseau, noir, etc. And we've got the example sentences underneath, like this. It might be, for example, that if it says, well, here it says the black cat is sleeping on the sofa. It may be that it gets the wrong color. It hasn't got the wrong color here, but it may be that it does get the wrong color, which means you can then just obviously change this around by either clicking on the three dots here and clicking edit post, and then you can then edit the image here. Sorry, you can edit the text here. So you could then edit that and then change it if the color is wrong, for example. Or what you can do is we could copy that. We could click remove. We could then click on the +12 option, and we could choose I can't draw. From there, we can then paste this in like this. So even in the target language, it will work. You then press the send option, and it will then create a new image for you, which hopefully will then match the sentence that you've put in. So with a bit of tweaking, you can get the sentence and the image matching correctly for the different sounds. So, oh, that's nice. I'm going to go for that one, and then I'm going to click update. So there's a lot of versatility with this. And then in addition to that, what you can do is press the play button here. That will then take you into slideshow mode, and then you could do a bit of whole class drilling on this for these sounds, as you can see. You can change the color background as well by clicking on the cog and changing the background as well. But look, so you've got the sound, you've got the IPA, you've got the sentence, like that. So you could then go through and drill each one with the class. Okay, as I said, it may have made mistakes, but I think it seems to be okay so far. And then another thing you can do is you can click on the share option. You can share the link with the students, or you can click on the get QR code option. They can then access the Padlet. You can then click on the cog option like this, go down to where it says comments, click on comments, turn those on. And then what you can do is click where it says deselect all. And then from there, you can go down to where it says audio recorder. I can now click on that and click save. And what that means is now there's the option now to write a comment or to record a comment. So, oh, I love your face there, Kate. That's great. So I can click here now, and I can click. Or I need to remember. Let's click on another one because I can't actually see that very well. There we are. That's better. So now I can now record myself saying this. So each person in the class could record themselves saying the sentence, whatever you want to put in. So for example, I could say the following: Marie mange une poire au petit déjeuner. Okay. You then click playback and save. Click save. And when the students are doing this, they're automatically given an anonymous nickname. There we are. Okay, and then the students could then all have a go at doing that, or you could give feedback saying what was good about it, what they could improve, etc., etc. So that's one example of how you could use this. Now, I'm going to show you some other examples by clicking on Padlet again. And if I click custom board again, so using the same idea, I'm now going to go for this one, which is, I think it's this one. No, it's not that one. Hang on. Let's do that. This is another one. It's the other one. So let's go to that one. And then it's going to be this one here. There we are. Okay. So same idea. This time we're looking at the silent E, the E acute or the EZER option. And I'm now going to put this in, and fingers crossed it works as well. As I said, it may take a few iterations to get to what you want, but I think that this is an exciting way of practicing phonics for sure. So I'm going to show you, hopefully in the time, an example in French, Spanish, and German. I'm not a Germanist at all, so Kate, you'll have to tell me whether it's made mistakes or not. But I think this is exciting to explore for sure. Right, there we are. Can you see? So this is the topic of jobs. So we've got the different jobs here with the different sounds. You've got the sentence here as well. And then again, you could enable the comments in the way that I've just shown you. And then the students could then record their answers, or maybe customize their answer by changing around something if they wanted to. But that's the idea there. If I show you another one, let's go for Spanish this time. And again, I took my initial prompt and just said, could you give me a German example, a Spanish example, but using these particular sounds? Okay, so let's go for a Spanish example now. So we're going to go for this one. Okay, looking at these sounds, L, L, J, and D. Okay, and then I click create. And we'll see what it comes up with. This one I haven't actually tested live, so it may all go wrong, but I'm sure it'll be fine. So we'll see what it comes up with in a second. The first time, when you create something for the first time, it can take a little bit longer to generate the Padlet, whereas if you put the same prompt in again, but tweak it, there we are. That looks pretty good to me. So we've got these different sounds here. We've got these different phrases. Again, if you didn't like the image, you could always click edit and delete it and add another one using the I can't draw feature, or you could change you could edit the text to get something else as well. Okay, that was the Spanish one. And then for the German one, let's see if that one's going to work. So the German one is here. So I, C, H, and U. And hopefully this is going to be okay. And we'll just wait for this to come up right now. Let me know in the chat what you think, by the way, or if you have any questions. I've got that open on my second screen as per normal. And I would just really encourage you to explore this custom board option because I think it can do so many things. If you saw my language show presentation a couple of weeks ago, then you'll know how I've been playing around with this. There we are. So in German, these are the different sounds to do with sports and leisure activities. And you've got, again, the option to turn on commenting the way that I've just shown you. What do you think, Kate? Is that pretty good for German? You're muted.
Yeah, sorry. So we've got Spielen and then mein and then Lieblingssport. So the E and the I are different sounds.
Right, so you'd have to obviously change it around a bit, but
yeah.
in general, has it made a good first
But yeah,
start? Yeah.
Ich mich.
I'm not a
Yeah.
you need to edit
Lovely.
these things.
I'm just blown away by this, Joe. It's amazing.
Good. Okay, well, have I got time to do a few more?
Yes, please.
Okay, right. let's do a few more.
I was as I've just unmuted. Are you able to share like one of your prompts in the chat as well, just so that people have got a bit of an idea? Because I think
Yeah,
for some people, I mean me included, when we think about using AI, it's just like we just don't know like where to start with the prompts.
yeah.
So,
Okay. Well, I can
if
do that.
one of those, if
Yeah,
just
I
one
can
of
do
them, just
that.
so people have got a bit of an idea,
Yeah.
that would be
So let me
absolutely
do that right now.
thank you.
Which prompt? What about this one? This is the one that I did in the. This is probably better. So this is the one that I
Okay.
did in the language show, and then the other ones I've just sort of developed since then. So if
Yeah.
you want to have a go
So
at this,
just
what I'm
for
going to do
just
is
the
as well, I'm going to
basic
write.
one and then
Yeah,
yeah.
I'm going to write this up in my Facebook group as well. Language Teaching with AI, which it so happens I've got open here. There we are. Language
Oh
Teaching with
gosh,
AI.
well
If you'd like
done.
to request to join, then I'll be writing this up a bit later today, with all my ample free time. So I will just quickly show you a few more things. So this is the second idea, which is the following. So that's what I've got. Let's have a look. So it's going to be this one, I think. So this one, the idea is we're going to make different columns, and then in the teacher questions, the teacher would then record their questions, and then the students would then answer each one, focusing on those particular sounds. So let's try this again right now and see if it works. Again, I took the original prompt that I had used in the language show, which I've been working on for a while now, and then just adapted it for this for these new sounds. So I think all you'd have to do is if you used that great resource you just shared, Kate, people could then take those say three sounds and just say to ChatGPT, "Here's an example prompt. Can you now adapt it for these different sounds in this different language and see what it comes up with, and then edit it as you see fit." Right. So these are the different questions. It's got images as well. We could obviously delete the images in the way that I've shown you, but the idea here is you've got question one, question two, and then here, in fact, let me just show you as another really cool trick, which if you click on the cog option like this, and you go down to where it says post fields like this. Now here where it says subject, if you click on this, you can see that by default it says subject, but what you can do is you can put in answer instead. Oh, making sure I spell it correctly. So as a result of that, you can then you can make it required as well. So then you can click save. That means that when the students see the post that pops up when they click the plus icon, it will say answer, which will remind them to write answer one, answer two, answer three, etc. The other thing you can do is click on attachment, and you can then click here. You can click on none, and then you can choose, for example, audio recorder. So this time you could choose just have the audio recorder, or there's other things you could add as well. But I think just having the audio recorder here is fine. And then we click save. And then the last one is the body option. So here, so the students don't have to write anything, you can click hide, which is very nice, I think. So now when we click save, the idea here now is the students would see the question. So what job would you like to do in the future? And the answer, the model answer is this one, but obviously you could change it around if you wanted to use a different sound. But we're focusing on the silent E here, for example. So I can now click here. And as a result of doing that, can you see now it says answer instead of subject? So now the idea is the student would then write answer one. Let's say student one is Joe, student two is Kate, student three is Bob, etc. So you tell the students which number they are, and then all you've got now is the audio recorder feature, and you haven't got an option to add in any text. So it just declutters the space, and it reduces the number of choices the students have so that you can just focus on what you want them to do. So in this case, it's speaking. So that's why I'm going to click audio recorder, and now I'm just going to reply to the model answer. So I'm going to say, for example, the following. Je voudrais être médecin parce que c'est gratifiant. That was wrong because it should be gratifiant. Let's do that again. Discard and save. Do it again. So, je voudrais être médecin parce que c'est très gratifiant. Okay, then play back and save. Click save. And then again, you could enable commenting as well. So each one could give feedback, which I've shown you how to do already. Is that okay? Is that clear on how that would work? And then you would do answer two, answer three, answer four for each student. And then you could enable commenting. The teacher could then go through and listen to each one, leave comments. You can also turn on moderation as well. You can click on the cog option, go down to moderation, and click manual. So you could set this as a homework task whereby they have to record at home, for example, on a mobile device, on a laptop, on a desktop, etc. As long as they've got a microphone, and then they could then you could moderate that, so you get to see everything before it goes live. So you can make sure that nothing is inappropriate, and then you could then, if you wanted to, you could then leave audio comments. The students could leave audio comments as well, but you can always edit them or delete them if they're inappropriate or what have you. Is that okay? So I've got some other examples, but I think that's probably enough for now. And hopefully that's given everyone an idea on how you could use this in relation to phonics.
I think that's absolutely amazing for now, Joe. Thank you so much. We haven't got any specific. Oh, hold on, let me just check the. Is the live part being presented by Joe Dell available to as part of the materials? So the recording will be available, so you can watch it back. But yeah, so a quick, just a little thing about Padlet. If people have never come across it before, how much of this can you do with the free
Yeah.
access to Padlet? All of it.
Right. That's a great question. So with the free version of Padlet, if you create a new account, then you can make 3 Padlets for free per account. You could potentially make, if you have different email addresses, you could use that for making different accounts, and you can always export the results. If I just show you here, if I click here, for example, and mute that, I can click the download option. Can you see? So I can download the audio for each one. I know that would be a faff, but you could then always upload that audio somewhere else like Google Drive or OneDrive, etc. But yeah, for free, you get 3 Padlets. If you had existing Padlets, when they introduced this a few years ago, they didn't delete those original Padlets. They just let you make another 3. So it so happened at the time, I had about 220 Padlets because I've been using this for such a long time. So I didn't have an issue with that. But if you're a new account holder, you get access to 3 Padlets. You can also delete a Padlet, which means that it's in your trash for 30 days, which means after those 30 days, you can't then access it again. But you can always, let's say you've got 3 Padlets, you delete one, it's in the trash. That means you can make another one. You can then delete that again and then restore one that's in the trash back into your main account to access it again, but only in 30 days. Once the 30 days have passed,
Yeah.
it's gone forever. Whereas in the past, it used to be called archive. And I think it was, you could keep it archived for as long as you wanted, I think, but they've changed that now to
Okay. Yeah. Fair
30
enough.
days.
But is it? I mean, how much is it if people,
I think it's
do
about,
want?
I think it's about €9 a month, something like that.
Okay. So it's not, unreasonably expensive if people think that they're going to be using it. Um, Lucy's just saying she's lost sound. Has anyone else lost
I
their
think
sound?
it's fine. I think Lucy just needs to come out and come back in again.
Yeah. I mean, I can hear you as well, so hopefully everyone else can hear us okay. Um, yeah, so the other thing I was going to say about this, I think this would be amazing for speaking assessments. So people often ask, how on earth do we assess speaking as we're going through, right through whatever age group you're doing. And if you've got a class of 30 students, getting each one up to the front of the class to do a quick, even if it's just a quick role play or a quick speaking assessment, can take forever. So I think if you could get your students even into a computer room or get them laptops or Chromebooks or whatever they have access to, and they can all just spend a few minutes recording their answers to this. And then you obviously, you're going to have to do this in your own time for marking it. But I just think this represents a brilliant way of doing speaking assessments. And what I really like about this is it's all there in the same place. You could do it and say, "Oh, just send me a voice note or whatever," but I think that can get just like absolutely crazy. But I love the fact that you've just got it all here in the same place. With a number of students as well, can you have up to, could you have your 30 students on
Yeah,
there?
exactly. If I scroll through now, because of my prompt, can you see? It's
Oh yeah,
automatically made
amazing.
30 student
Yeah.
columns.
Do they see each other's? Can they
Yeah,
listen to?
well, yeah. So if you turn on moderation, then they can't see each other's work. If
Okay.
you don't turn on moderation, they can all see each other's work and listen to each other's work. And if you enable commenting, they can comment on each other's work. So with the right class, that might be
Mhm.
amazingly powerful and effective. For the wrong class, it could be
Yeah.
difficult for obvious reasons. Um, But yeah, I mean, in my language show presentation, I've sort of I created a prompt to show how to make a blank one of these, whereby you've got teacher question, student one, etc., but no questions and no answers. So the idea is then the teacher could then record, let's say, 5, 10 questions as a blank template, if you like, and exactly what you've just said. Obviously, we're focusing on phonics here, but you could use this as a way of doing extended answers for GCSE. Um,
Mhm.
and you can also, I've done a prompt whereby you've got different images for photocard type of activities, whereby you have the Palm W mnemonic with the different options underneath each post, e.g., where is this happening, who is involved, etc. So then again, the students could use the prompt as a starting point and then could record their answers as a way of practicing the speaking card. If you wanted to set this up so that the students can't see each other's work, also, what you could do is click on the share option here. You could go to where it says export as PDF, like this, click generate. That will then generate a PDF of all the different questions. This can work not only in phonics, but in other activities that you do with Padlet. And then you can then highlight all the text that's about to appear. Here we are. So you could then, if you had just say the questions here, you could highlight all of this like this. You could then right click that, click copy, and then you could then go to a new Google Doc like this. Just let me paste this in very quickly. And then as a result of that, you can use a Chrome extension called Brisk Teaching, which is here. There we are. So that's now appearing right now. We don't need all the, this is slightly in the wrong format, but
Mm.
essentially what you would do is you would click here on Brisk Teaching. So this is a Chrome extension I've got installed. That's why this icon is
Oh,
appearing
wow.
here. You then click Create and click Quiz. And then you could choose the language, you can choose the grade level, multiple choice, and then you could write a prompt such as create um, multiple choice questions based on this text. This may not work because it's not quite formatted in the way that I would like, but let's just have a look. So if I click on the new form option and click brisket, what should happen is it should be able to work out that we're looking at the topic of jobs, and it should be able to then make a number of different questions for us. So it might be slightly different from the content from the PDF, but if you had, let's say, 10 questions that you've created, there we are. Can you see? So it's now given us these
Oh,
different
wow.
questions, and all of this is self-marking. So you can click on the send option. So if I just show you, if you click here, you can see the correct answer has been highlighted and it's given a 1 point automatically. And then what you can do is you can click the send option, click the link option, shorten URL, share that with the students. They will then fill it in. All the answers will appear here, and you can then export the results as a Google Sheet as well. Very quickly, let me just see if I can. If I go into ChatGPT, I'll just see if I can get this to work with Microsoft quizzes. So I've got a new custom GPT, which is here called MS Forms Master, which a guy called Jacobo Prieg created. And I'm going to say create some multiple choice questions based on this. Okay, so I then paste it in, I then send it in, and what it should do is it should, there we are, can you see? It's now
Mhm.
turned that into a set of different multiple choice questions, and in a second it will ask me to convert it to a Word document. So I say yes. Again, this is in my Facebook group to get the link for this. And I did only discover this 6 days ago, but I've been using it quite a lot since then. So what it's
Yeah.
done, it's a custom GPT, which will then format the output to work with a Microsoft quiz. So if I now, there we are, it's done it. I then click here, click, let's go to desktop, click save. Then I can go to Microsoft Forms like this. Then It shouldn't take long. Then I'll click on quick import, which is about to come up. There we are, quick import. I click upload from this device, choose the Word document, wait for it to convert. If I was doing this for real, I would have opened up the Word document first of all, just made sure it was all formatted correctly, because it may not work correctly, but hopefully it will. And we'll then see. No, so it's not quite. I should have. Let me just hang on. If I go here, so it just takes a bit of formatting. That's all.
Yeah.
So let me just load this up very quickly. So I think the idea would be, let's say if I copy all this, paste it in again, and then I think I just need to leave a space after each one, and then hopefully it would then work. So I think the formatting is correct. It's just that we just need to change it around slightly, and you need to make sure that it's not that the same answer is the same, that the it's not all that it's A, for example. So let me just click File,
Yeah.
Save. We'll just try one more time. If it doesn't work this time, then that's okay. So let me go here and go back to here and click quick import. We'll just try one more time. Hopefully it will work this time. Open, quiz, and convert. So as long as it's formatted correctly, it should be fine. And then you've got a Microsoft quiz. There we are. Can you see it's now working? So it was worth that time. And because you've got the tick there, it's saying what the correct answer is. The only difference now is you have to click here and you just have to add a point for each one, like that. And then once you've done that, you click collect responses. Anyone can respond, or anyone in your organization. You can shorten the URL again if you want to, copy the link, share that with the students, and then they will then fill in the answers. It'll all appear in the Microsoft quiz, and you can again export the results as an Excel spreadsheet. So it would obviously require some tweaking, but if you wanted to focus on, for example, this idea, that would work really well. Or you could choose a short answer box instead and ask the students to record their audio in Vocaroo and then copy and paste the link into the Microsoft quiz instead, if you didn't want to have it as a multiple choice. That would be a way of them recording their audio within a Microsoft quiz or within a Google quiz. There we are. Anyway, I will stop talking now, but hopefully you've all found that useful.
I know, honestly, Joe, that's amazing. And yeah, so could you put the link to the Facebook group in the chat? I think that's probably the best way of people sort of connecting with you and kind of getting to know you, isn't it? Okay, right. So much, honestly, every time I hear Joe speak, I'm just like, there's so many new things to try out. It's amazing. And yes, for everyone who's saying like, will this all be available? It will. So you can go back and sort of, pause it and do it, and do it. And we've got all the help there as well.